everyone, my name is Daisy Cifuentes and I will be talking about public education in the United States. Is additional funding for public education in the U.S. necessary, or do we need to reorganize our education system? Is a question a lot of us ask ourselves. How do we rank in the education compared to other first world industrialized countries, and what are they doing differently? This report will help understand that it is a crucial necessity in our country to remain competitive in education. The most educated you are, the better your chances of creating a better life for yourself. Without education, there is a high chance an individual will not become successful and struggle throughout their lives. This report will also demonstrate all the areas the U.S. lacks regarding education. Education helps improve individuals' productivity and provides them with many useful and essential skills needed to obtain a great career. Formal education and basic literacy is essential for a well-functioning democracy and enhances citizenship within the community. The U.S. ranks number 14 in education, while East Asian countries take the lead, South Korea being number 1 and Japan taking second place. There is no doubt that East Asian countries make education their main focus and strive to be the most educated people around the world. These countries take learning techniques and strategies to extreme levels and therefore rank the highest in education. But with great sacrifice, there are also cons of being the best. For example, Korea has the biggest suicide rates among teenagers that become stressed and overwhelmed with the pressure of becoming successful. Education is provided by public and private schools here in the U.S. During the middle of the 19th century was the start of fully free public education. Public education grades K through 12 are free and required in all states. Although from K to 12, a school day averages from 7 hours, it does not compare to the amount of time East Asian countries put into education. East Asian countries such as Korean high school students have 16-hour days. Their days consist of school and extra support programs such as tutoring. These programs give the students a longer learning period than students here in the U.S. Korean students not only attend school on weekdays, but also have Saturday school. An article stated that the U.S. spends a lot of money per student and compared Slovak Republic, who scores almost the same as the U.S. and spends $53,000 per student, which is a little less than half of what the U.S. spends, which is $115,000 per student. Funding is not the issue with education here in the States. More educational programs should be provided outside of school and in every community. I believe it will improve the students' knowledge and desire to strive and enhance their opportunities in the future. Individuals will likely find employment easier, have stable families, and be active citizens in their communities. Having them build our communities would let us have a more educated workforce, which will also lower crime rates. In countries like Japan, which are second in education, have lower crime rates than the U.S. due to their citizens being more educated. We see this correlation in our states that lower-ranked cities usually have higher crime rates, such as Chicago and Detroit. When education is fundamental to the state, there tends to be less violence and a better community for everyone. There are numerous problems within the American public school system, including very little parent involvement, the lack of teachers' commitment to the students, and low standards for them. Unlike countries like Japan and South Korea, in the U.S., many parents are not involved in their children's education and don't really encourage them to better themselves. No parent involvement affects the students by not being motivated at home, causing them not to care. The U.S. education system needs to be reformed in order to maintain competitiveness with other countries. They should demand higher standards and apply them. The U.S. needs to learn how to invest their money wisely. Investing into programs designed for all students instead of just by county or school will help significantly. Countries like Finland, which rank 5th in the world, have this type of system. The Finnish school system uses the same curriculum for all students. Students also have light homework loads and do not have classes for gifted students, which relieves stress of having to do extra work in school. Although there are many problems with our public education system, it could improve. Countries with the best rankings make basic skill development a high priority and should be done here in the U.S. There are still great teachers that have love for the profession and appreciate doing it year after year. America needs to keep in mind that providing extra funding to educate teachers would also benefit the education system. Preparing teachers with the right tools is an essential thing to do, since they are educating the leaders of tomorrow.